Hello everybody, I hope you are doing fine. Today I want to show you how to use the LUT files I have created, which you can download from c4dzone.com or from the link below into the video description. So let's have a look what happens in this scene. This is an open scene. These LUT files are working in every kind of scenes, so you can use it in exteriors, interiors or product design. And this is just because those LUTs are controlling the middle tones and highlights. So in reality they are not changing the color curves, and they are acting as like the exposure, highlight compression and gamma of Octane Render all together, and simply you can control them with only one level. So this is pretty making making the workflow pretty easy, and it's really helping me a lot to achieve the result I want, in order to don't work a long time with those values, and just going straight to the point with the strength of the LUT file. So let's start to see at first how to use Octane Render values to reach the value the picture we want to have. And let's put here the standard values of Octane Render. So this is the native Octane camera. Let's go up with the exposure at first. Let's go down with the gamma, and then again up with the exposure, again down with the gamma, and I think we should go down with the saturation, and going again up with the exposure, bit down with the gamma. But here we are burning the fabric on the sofa, so let's try to use the highlight compression in this case. And right now I see that I need again some contrasts, so let's go down to 0.45, and let's go down up with the exposure again. Now I will just see what happens with the highlight compression, if everything is okay. Yeah, I think that I can be at 0.7, and this is the kind of the look of the picture I want to reach. Still, it's not what I really want, but it's, as you can see, really tricky to set all these three values in the correct way to go to the point you really want. And for example, I save this picture in the picture viewer, and let's try again with the standard values of Octane, and using the LUT file to go in the direction we really want to go. So let's start with like normal values in order to have a decent picture, and I think this should be quite fine. Then we put one of the LUTs I have created, and let's go up. You see, really fast, straight to the point. And for example, right now I see the exposure is too much. Maybe I can go down with the gamma, again up with the exposure, and a bit down with the gamma, and or maybe not, maybe 0.6 was quite enough. I think that this is pretty good. For me, this is pretty good. A little bit less saturation, and I think that's all. I will save this picture, As you can see, there is a bit of difference between my picture, the picture with my LUT and the picture with the Octane standard values. I don't say that you can't do better with the Octane native values, but you need to tweak it a long time, let's say, before you really reach what you want. And then you must even think about all the other cameras and how much time you can spend to really find the correct values. Or I don't know, if maybe you are working in linear workflow, you maybe do not care about this, you will solve everything later in post-production softwares. But I can say that this kind of workflow with the LUT files I've created is really helping me to go really fast in the production of the pictures and to go really straight to the goal which I want to achieve. And so I have just shown you one of the LUTs I'm using right now, the LUT contrast 2. I can show you the contrast 1. As you can see, colors are much stronger right now. This is made for popping up the colors of your picture. So if I leave the saturation at the default value, you can see how much strong it is. So there are just slight differences between them, and they are pretty about those kind of things like saturation, a bit of contrast is. One of them is really desaturated, is the contrast number 3, and has got some kind of really bright midtones and highlights. You see, and this kind of LUT is called ultra whites. It's really fine for interiors in which you want to achieve a pretty white look of the walls and architecture. So let me show you the last two files. One is called neutral, and this one is pretty neutral in the literal words, like it's controlling just the midtones and it's not affecting so much the contrast is and not affecting so much the saturation. So that's why I named that neutral. And the last one is the old LUT. Why? Because this kind of contrasts are making the picture looking like an old picture, but still it's not enough. This is just meant to be used in collaboration with the other Octane standard settings, like the white point, and it should be set at some kind of light blue, and then you should set the saturation at around 0.6, and then you get that kind of old look you wanted. Why this is called old and why I made this kind of LUT. So sometimes you need this kind of look of your picture, and it is made just making straight at a certain point of the curve of the contrast is making the curve flat and then starting again to go up and then down. So the real LUTs generally are controlling all these kind of effects, but I didn't do that. I just made a control of the middle tones, which are missing in Octane render, or let's say they are not missing, they are just hard to set up, because you must just have a final, let's say, effect given by the exposure, highlight, compression, and gamma, and three values all together. It's really difficult to manage in order to achieve this kind of result. So I made the LUTs, which are including all the three values all together in one thing that you should only set up by the strength, and those LUTs are meant to be used always in collaboration with all the other exposure factors of the Octane camera, because every scene is different from the other, so it's impossible to do something which is good really for everything. There are so many factors altogether which are changing totally the final effect of your picture. So keep in mind that these LUTs are only to helping you to reach the result faster and not to be used like alone without touching anything else. So that's pretty all, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you will enjoy my LUT files, and just let me know into the comments if you are happy with that, and if you find it really comfortable into your workflow. Maybe show me even some results, and that's it. So guys, see you in the next video, and bye bye, have a nice day.